we dry our hair when we get out the shower is extremely as important, as it can add to optimum health for your hair. Obviously, first thing, you've come out, you've got wet hair, and the way you dry it matters. Basically, take your towel and you're just going to scrunch or pat dry. This is good to remove the excess water. If you rub or go like this, it's extremely damaging on the hair. We have cuticles, and when our hair is wet, it's far more fragile than when it's dry. Rubbing it can damage the cuticles, creating frizz, dry hair and unprotected internal structure. It's important, if you have bleached hair like mine, that you're using something to protect it before you're brushing. So get your product of choice. I like to use a nice hair oil. Obviously this is professional product. One pump in my hands, rub it in and distribute it through. Now make sure when you're pulling it through, it's only mid-lengths and ends. Don't go onto the roots. This will create flat roots and it will tend to go oily or greasy quicker. We have oils on our scalp that do that for us. So distribute it through. Take your wet brush, not a fine tooth comb that's been in your drawer for 25 years. Brush that through and it will just help protect. Obviously, before we then blow dry our hair, very, very important, as it's heat and heat is damaging for the hair, a heat protect. Distribute this all the way through again and let it work in. When it comes to actually drying your hair with your hair dryer or whatever tool you are using to dry it, it's really important the way you do it, as this will add to the protection of your hair. Our cuticle scales on our hair will go down and overlap down, so it's really, really important when you're drying your hair that the air flows downwards. By going like this or going up or moving it all around, you're just pushing those cuticles back up. This will create a frizzy look, a dull look, and ultimately damage. Also, with your dryer, make sure that your heat isn't on its hottest. I know we've used the heat protect, but it can still manage to get through, and this again will cause damage. So make sure you just have it on a medium setting. So when I'm finishing my hair and drying it, I use a Dyson Airwrap. It's the greatest thing I've ever owned. It's definitely worth investing in if you've got long hair and you like to style it a lot. So for this, I have to dry it 50%, which is pretty much done. Now, when you're finishing your hair and putting your final drying look in, it's really important that you section it off. By doing it all in one without sectioning, what you're doing is you're not going to get that sleek look. You're going to get hair flying all over, bits coming from different directions that don't belong in that place. So you're just going to section it off and go through each section, smoothing it out. And it creates that shiny, smooth, silky look. So I'm all dry now and styled. As you can see, my hair is silky, it's nice and shiny, and it's easily manageable to brush through. It feels lovely because all my cuticles are smoothed down. It's nice and looks nice and healthy on the ends, and I am good to go. You don't have to use the Dyson. Also, obviously any help brush can get it. If you want to create a bit of root lift, then go in a little bit more, but I'm just going shopping today, so I just kept it flat on the roots.